I can't believe what my landlord just tried to pull. And no, not my new landlord here in Ciudad Quesada. No, not that one. The one in La Fortuna. So I'm going to tell you my story. I can't believe it. And then you can tell me your landlord story, especially if you live in Costa Rica, because, man, you guys always give great feedback, perspective, and share your experiences. It's very helpful. Guys, I'm Michael. I'm for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Want to show some love? Buy me a coffee. Link in the description. You know I like coffee. I don't know if one cup's going to do it. And just because you bought me a coffee before doesn't mean you can't do it again. It's not like I only drink one cup. Anyway, guys, the relocation retreat's coming. We're about 6 weeks away. And yes, they're releasing some more rooms. We kind of sold it out already, but they are releasing more rooms. So if Costa Rica's on your radar, you want to get in on this 6-7 day event, half vacation, half info, contacts alone are worth the price of admissions. My favorite thing to do is to meet you guys. We have a lot of fun, man. Trust me on that. All that information is in the link in the description. I would love to see you there, and so would Sarah. All right, man. All right. So anybody who's been following along, and if you haven't, I'll try to keep, I'll do the quick story. When I was living in La Fortuna, when I moved to where I left, I was there about 7 or 8 years in that house. Now, some of you guys know there's 4 houses there, 2 in the front along the street, and then 2 in the back of the ones in the front. And for a while, I had both of them, the one in front of me and mine. The one in front of me was used as an Airbnb. Now, when we first came, that house was not in good shape. It was in disarray. So we got a maintenance guy, my partner and me. We got in there. We took all the doors off. We had to sand them. We varnished them. There was actually holes in the ceiling of the kitchen roof. We had to completely take the ceiling off and fix that. We had to repaint the whole house. We also, obviously there was holes everywhere. We had to putty those and fix them, make them all look nice. We put air conditioning in. We did all kinds of stuff, and it looked pretty spiffy at the end, and we did really good on the Airbnb. Now, I hate Airbnb. I hated it. That's why I quit that house. It had nothing to do with it wasn't doing good. It was doing very good. But there's nothing worse, man, when you tell me you're going to be there at 2, show up at 6, why I've been waiting for you, and you go, oh, we stopped for lunch. Yeah, maybe you should have told me, bitch. You know what I mean? It's like, I kind of got sick of all that and people using new towels to wipe up coffee and Saturday. I just got sick of the whole thing, got rid of that house. Now, before I gave it back to the guy, I repainted it, even though it really didn't need it. I just wanted to give it to him, and in tip top. I never billed him for the maintenance we did. I just went in there, did all that stuff we did, and we started renting, and everything was fine. Okay, that. Now the house in my back, the one that I was stayed in for 7 years or however long it was, I did have my friend come in, Sue. She painted those murals. Have you seen them? I've done a lot of videos in front of those. There's one with this little sun and sky and jungle, and there's a jungle over here. Those were done about, a good 6 years ago. My landlord definitely knew they were there. He'd been in the house numerous times. He knew they were there. I just used those for backdrops because my house was so kind of ugly. I really couldn't film in there in any direction. But even though I tried, I actually do have videos of me in front of the kitchen and stuff. So anyway, I never really, he was nice. I was nice to him. He was nice to me. You got to remember, they love gringo renters for basically 2 reasons. First, they think, unfortunately, buyer beware, but I think they can raise the price on you without you knowing in the beginning, which happens to a lot of people. And 2, we always pay on time. And we do. We're good payers, and I was too. I paid all my bills. You never had to ask. I was paid always the first and second. He liked that. And I never really asked him for much. It had to be pretty big of an item, like a totally, septic thing that you gotta check the septic tank because it's too bad I can't do it. But normally I just did stuff myself. I put 2 security doors on the front. I don't know. I think I made a video about that a couple of years ago. I think it probably it's not like I took them off and brought them with me. I left them there. So we had a good relationship. It was always cordial when I saw him. Hey, and he didn't speak English, and my Spanish wasn't good enough to carry on conversations, even though he would talk to me like I could understand everything he said when he knew I didn't. But anyway, we got along because I paid my bills. So at the end, um, no, I didn't. Well, I got pretty tired of the house, and I think I made that clear. A lot of things were kind of little bullshitty things were going. I was getting very that mildew, that black stuff under my kitchen. The walls were looking a little nasty. I had that now. They weren't termites. They're little. I don't know, man. So maybe somebody that does know. They leave sand piles though, so they're on the ceiling. They're in the ceiling and the wood, and they leave little sand piles around. And what I used to do is I could raid them. I could just put raid up there, and they'd be gone for a while, but they'd always come back. Anyway, he's going to have some problems with he's going to fix that. I never really told him. It didn't bother. It wasn't super bad. It just was. It happened. It was consistent, but it wasn't that bad that I couldn't cull the herd of whatever the hell they were for a while. So I didn't repaint. I didn't do anything, but I swept up. I gave it to him actually better than he gave it to me. There was no way that he would be able to rent that house right after I left without him going in there and fixing some things, because I just kind of like the wall. They put a very flimsy wall in my bedroom to separate a bigger where my laundry room was. They put a really flimsy wall that's, I don't know, it's crap. I mean, it like bends. So I'm sure they'll go in and take that whole thing out. I mean, things like that. They need to repaint. They need to get rid of all that mildewy black ook stuff that's kind of around. And I'm sure they did not. I found this out 2 days ago. He did not like the murals. I didn't ask him for permission. Whatever, dude. Whatever. So anyway, I didn't leave him with any bills. I paid the end of the electric and the water and all my stuff. 2 days ago, he writes me, cordial, nice. He's nice. Hey, ¿cómo estás, Michael? Todo bien. All the pleasantries. And then he goes on to tell me that, I left the house and, kind of dysfunction, I guess. Not true. It just isn't true. I would tell you. I mean, I wouldn't make this video. I'd be like, I'm not going to put myself out there. Literally, I've only been good to him and left everything good, especially the house in the front. I left that thing in pristine way, 50 times better than how he gave it to me, And he never thanked me for it. Like, Mike, I appreciate all this, you painting and fixing all the walls and the ceiling and this and that. Okay, fine. And all the doors and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so what? But I didn't leave my house. There was no broken tiles. There was no, bunch of stuff wrong that wasn't already there. So he writes me and he's like, Mike, I came in there and I did some repairs, but it's just too much. And your deposit doesn't cover it. Now, first of all, I don't remember giving him a deposit. I may have, but I don't remember. It was like 8 years ago, man. I don't know, whatever. I don't care. If I did, it was 2 houses, so probably $500 because I got both houses for $500 rent. So I don't know. He goes, the deposit didn't cover it, and I'm like, well, that's so. What's that got to do with me? He asked me for $800. He goes, you never asked permission to put those murals up. He'd seen those murals years ago. He knew I had them. He didn't care. And you know what? Let's say he's probably right. I didn't ask. I've learned a long time ago it's easier to say I'm sorry than ask permission. But that's not even the point, because no matter what was on that wall, whether let's say I repainted it 7 years ago of white, he'd still have to repaint it. So it doesn't, that's kind of crappy. That he gave those houses. The only thing they've done since I've been there to fix those houses or make them nicer, which was nice, they repainted all the outsides, spray cleaned, or pressure washed the roofs and repainted them. So they made the outsides look a lot better. They never came in my house and fixed shit. And you guys, a lot of you have seen it. It's right there on the cusp of, living in poverty. No, I don't know. So my first inclination, now, if this was in the United States, I'm big on taking responsibility. I am. I would admit, I'd be like, damn, he got me, man. He's calling me out. I got to make it right, because I would make it right. But I am 100% right. So I really wanted, what I really think was happening is he was almost probably taking advantage of me being nice and thought I was going to do it. My first inclination was write him and go, fuck you. Are you kidding? I mean, that's me normally. I mean, like that's how egregious him asking me for that money was. You need to share in this 800 or whatever. Trust me, he needs way more than 800 to fix that house. If he's going to get another renter, I don't know what he's thinking or where he came up with that money. It should be way more than that. He's got a lot to do on that house. Trust me. So, but I didn't do that because he was cordial to me. And I pretty much wrote him back. Hi, buenas tardes, pura vida. I disagree. And no, I thought it took, seriously, I can't get it out of it took a lot of balls. I left him security doors even on that house. The people that put my security doors came in, welded them up. I mean, they were made in front of me. I paid like $250 a door to get those security doors I had in front of my front door and in the side door. I didn't take them off. I didn't go, oh, these are mine, I'm going to take them. But the shelves I put in there, like in the kitchen, I didn't go, oh, I'm taking these. I'm taking them. I left him good, man. I left him good. I thought it took a lot of freaking balls to ask me for anything. I have been nothing but nice. And and so when I wrote that, now I have a rule. I don't know if you guys know this. I've mentioned it a couple of times, and I do this on comments on YouTube too. I only respond if somebody says something, let's say, mean-spirited to me, or a pretty negative comment. I only answer once. Once I answer, I never answer again, which people are like, I told him to, F off and he's not answering. I only do it once. And it's a pretty good rule. So I only answered him once. I disagree. I'm not paying you nothing. He wrote back and he goes, well, yeah, but you didn't ask for permission. You didn't do this and do that. And I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. So I don't think he's going to take it any further, but he can if he wants. I mean, I don't know what he'd try to do, but good luck. Good luck. And seriously, guys, you have to know, if I even thought I was, I kind of, oh man, I should have done that. No, nothing. Zero. So anyways, what's your story? You guys got a landlord story here? You guys live in Costa Rica and may try to pull a fast one on you, because this was a fast one. And I really do believe I'm not a super nice guy, but in certain things I am. And I would have made that right if I fucked it up. I would, I just would. But anyway, tell me your story. I'm sure you can beat it. I mean, this wasn't a really big deal. I just thought it took a lot of balls to do it. So comment, please. I'm Michael Allen, travelcostaricanow.com. Thinking about living or traveling anywhere, always do your homework and research. And if it's Costa Rica, I'm going to say start with my videos right there. And hey, if you haven't subscribed, you can do it right there.